and then we'll carry them to the commissioners and onward. Update on our watershed updates. The council continued us till March meeting. Thanks to Commissioner Walls, who helped us, and if I can get this right, it was ARP.
ARPA funds.
ARPA funds. Through ARPA funds, we were able to get half of our request. And then we'll go back to the council in the March meeting to see if we can get the other half. Those funds were for the watershed update, for the mapping, for the reclassification, and then additional monies for the study of Amity and for the general drainage fund to help us so that we can use those funds in the Tracy reconstruction. With those funds and with the funds in that Tracy maintenance, we won't have to go to a bank loan. We'll be able to finance that in-house, and that'd be a lot easier.
You might share with them, Greg, some of the costs associated with this, what we're looking at.
You guys all last time got a copy of the watershed update plan. Some of the costs that associated with this and that we asked for funding through the council was the $66,500, which redrew the maps themselves. $65,500, which would help us redo the schedules, the assessments themselves. And then we're looking at the Amity study on the Amity ditch. That's $147,000 cost. And then the remainder of that $349,000 request would go to the general drainage fund, which loans money to the ditches internally. And again, that would help offset the cost of that reconstruction for Tracy. We have to physically do the reconstruction of that section we had the hearing on. And then once we have the reconstruction done, then we can send out for the assessments for that reconstruction. So it'll take a year or two to get our money back from those beneficiaries. But once they pay back, that money will then go back into the general drain fund. So on that. I also have in front of you a letter from Max Mauser regarding Sunbeam. And I think you have in front of you also a picture. Don't think I gave you a good idea of what the area looks like. Again, this is the Allen Vest tile and the Amity ditch. This is City of Franklin, Jim Black Road, north of 44. The request of the letter from Mr. Mauser on behalf of Sunbeam, who owns this parcel. In fact, they have a 562 acre tract that they're looking to develop. You see the development, or at least part of it, in your packet there. It's not a good scale, but I think 3 of those buildings were over 1 million square feet. They still have a few acres to the east of that and to the north of that that they don't have plans for at this time. What they're requesting is the complete vacation of Allen Vest legal tile. And the plan, we've been working with them on and off for about a year. They have agreed to two-stage Amity Ditch at their cost from Jim Black Road all the way south to 44. It's approximately 7,800 feet of ditch. We haven't worked out the details yet. If you carry Allen Vest further to the east, there's a small ditch, Nyberg Arm, that drains that subdivision to the east. We haven't worked the details out on that one yet, but they're committed to doing a two-stage through there. And just a reminder of the two-stage, we're basically taking the existing ditch and creating a shelf to basically hold the flood. I kind of, again, we're still working through the details. I'm guessing it's about a $1.9 million proposal to get that done. Wow. 7,800 linear feet. I assume when we come through with the final approval of this, they will request perhaps being waived when it comes time to reassess for the reconstruction of the entire Amity Ditch. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
How many square feet were they gonna build, Greg? Totally is 1, 2, did you say 7 million?
At least. And that's just building. That doesn't include drives or roads or parking. It's a 562 acre site.
So 1.9 million, that's getting down to about a quarter of a square foot, so. We'll look at that. I mean, it sounds big, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not that much.
Is that why they offered to do this?
They're playing politics.
Yeah. They probably heard we were getting ready to redo all that.
Get off the assessment list.
Yeah.
And they know it's a ditch that has problems. So in order to make their project work, it's got to be approved. They can't go in with the way it is now.
Just remember, Park 100 was 1,000 acres.
This is big.
Yeah.
So what they're requesting in their letter is a request to vacate the Allen Vest. And I would assume we're looking at a May 3rd hearing, if the board so chooses to hear that request. And then at that same day, in a second hearing, we declared this ditch urban about 1.5 years ago in anticipation of all this work so that we could work with them. As part of that process, the next step is for the county surveyor to bring to the board his plan for reconstruction, similar to the plan that we had when we did the tracing. My plan will basically be based on the improvements that they're planning. And then they would cover the cost for the entire reconstruction thereof.
Within their portion down to 44.
Yeah.
How many more miles does that leave us to complete?
It's a 7.5 mile ditch.
So they want to do 1.5 miles of a 7 mile ditch for 1.9 million, and our reconstruction is going to be close to 20 million. We'll talk.
But I would need then for the board to act on those 2 hearing dates.
Don't know how we'll act, but we'll probably act some way or another.
If you so feel. And then between now and then, we'll work with Sunbeam to get the notices out.
I'm sure that'll be a full house, because Nyberg edition has been known to come up in arms. You know that. So I'm geographically, the Allen Vest is the north side of Tressler's property, old Tressler's property.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay. Which that ditch was terrible shape anyway. And he owns legal drain ran right through his barn, didn't it? Kind of looked like it sometimes.
One of them, yeah, was real close.
It's about that. That's Tresser's whole property.
Yeah, I thought you meant a ditch running through a barn.
Well, sometimes it looked like that in that feedlot.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Is there any action you need from us on this now?
I need you to set those 2 hearing dates.
One was May 3rd. What was-
Both of them are May 3rd.
Oh, both were May 3rd. Okay.
Back to back.
I apologize. I misunderstood. Okay. So we just need a motion to set the hearing dates for.
Yeah. I'll motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. All
Aye.
opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
And the only other thing I had to bring before you is that a project that we started back in 2018 in conjunction with the city of Greenwood on the Tracy Ditch. This is within the Grassy Creek Park, which is at 602 East Worthville. Worthville Road, west of US 31. There's a park there on the south side of the road. We started working with them in 2018. The city of Greenwood agreed and paid for the engineering to do a 2-stage through the park. And then we've just been waiting on COVID and contractors. We are finally ready to break ground, and this will be the county's first 2-stage ditch. And we're going to break ground about March 15th on that project.
Coming up. That park's on the south side or the north side of?
South side.
Got a low area there. That's the 31.
West 31. Okay, I was thinking,
Did I say east?
no, I was
It's
probably
west.
thinking east. Okay, yeah, I know where it's at. They just did all that new lane improvements and all that through there.
That's it.
I would like to thank Greg because it has been difficult on this, what we've been working on. And Andrew and I are just seeing some of these meetings that we're setting through, Dick sets through too. And it gets kind of sporty. But it's a huge task and undertaking these 2 gentlemen are taking on. It's a big one. So you'll get to see the fruits of their labor here into the year.
August.
Where are you on getting help to do all the assessments? You were wanting to hire employees and got turned down.
We got turned down during budget. So what we did, we brought on Burke Engineering to do the work for us.
Got
We'll still need somebody on board to do the maintenance of those assessments. But at least we can get it done. I won't say we went around the council, but we got the job done.
And they'll do a good job. So,
And those will be hearings that'll pop up next year. We'll bring those, we'll redo the watersheds. You'll get to see those. At the same time, they're doing the reassessments. We'll have those at the end of the year. And then next year, we'll do hearings so that we can bring those assessments where they need to be. And those will be the tedious things.
those are 49 hearings.
Where
Is
you
that
gonna
number
have
correct?
them?
They won't be here, will they?
We'll probably
big
have
enough.
them someplace.
Lucas Stadium or something.
You want to be famous? You're going to be famous.
Haters gotta hate.
Haters gotta hate.
I'm gonna ride with you there.
You should probably also mention Michelle Hanson. Contribution.
Yeah, she's done really well too. It's been a collaborative effort in that room when you locked in there for 2 hours. The last meeting, I only locked in for an hour. I had a situation I had to deal with. But no, there's a lot of effort going into that. So, from staff, a lot. So, and we only see the 2 hours in the meeting. I'm sure there's a lot of follow-ups on those too. So,
We haven't even done the technical stuff.
That'll be for you engineers to
Yeah,
do.
that's
That's what
what
you guys went to, so that's what you went to school for, so you can enjoy that.
But I'm looking forward to
Oh,
And with that, I'm gonna move for adjournment. How's that?
trash bags.
All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same sign. Carries. Thank you, everybody.
Hey Connie, can we give